Welcome, everybody, to a Moment to Lead podcast. We're in January right now, and so it makes us start to think about goals. What do we want to accomplish in 2026? What goals do we want to set? When I think about goals, I truly think about change, because if we're trying to accomplish a goal, we're oftentimes having to change our behaviors, our priorities, our processes. Something has to change in order for us to go out and really reach that goal. And here's the big part. Change isn't hard because we're doing it wrong. It's hard because we're human, right? And that's because essentially our brains and our bodies love our comfort zone. It's called the comfort zone for a reason, right? And when we're getting outside of that comfort zone, you can think about our bodies and our brains as kind of an error detection system, saying, oh my gosh, that's not what's supposed to be happening right now. That's not how we're supposed to do things. And as soon as it's triggered, it sends off all these different chemicals in our bodies to say, get back to the status quo, get back to that comfort zone. And you can also think about it like this. Imagine we have all these little highways in our brains, right? And our really established highways are nice paved roads. Things fly real quick down that road. And so our status quo, our comfort zone, those are our quick paved neuro highways. You can think about some of yours for a moment. For me, it's that every morning I wake up and what do? I grab my phone, right? It's a neuro highway. If I want to do something different, it's like building a brand new road. And so our brain has to begin constructing all these new, what we're going to call neuro highways. And it's a little messy, like construction. And the bigger the neuro highway you're trying to build, the more time it takes, kind of like the construction on the roads, right? And the difficulty in building that, it doesn't mean we're failing. It means we're learning. It means that we're building that next 10 feet of the road. And one of the things I learned about in my master's program was that we experience this change that we go through at any time. Like I said, behaviorally, prioritization, the way we're thinking, the way we're doing things, we can experience it as a level 1 or a level 2 change. And this is what's unique about it. So think about a level 1 change as any of the changes that you experience that might be a bit uncomfortable, but you roll with the flow, you figure it out, and you keep going. While level 2 changes might be something a little bit bigger, right? Might have more emotional pull to it. Maybe it's impacting our identity. Maybe it's threatening our sense of feeling safe and warm and in control of things. And what's so unique about level 1 and level 2 changes is the exact same change or experience can be a level 1 for one person and a level 2 for another. Have you ever seen someone who was experiencing a change at a level 2 and you just thought it was a level 1 and you thought to yourself, why is this person so hung up on this? Why do they care so much? Why can't they just go along with it? That's why if we start to understand that change can be experienced differently by different people, because everyone has their own unique set of experiences, ways of processing things. When we can do that, we begin to have so much more compassion for other people. And because I love DISC and I use DISC in my business, I'm going to kind of give you an experience of these different types of levels around DISC. Now, if you don't know DISC, you're totally okay, because I'll explain it very simply. So I just want you to imagine for a moment, we've got Steve. Steve will be our director of accounting, okay? And he's a D style. All that means loves to be in control, loves to take lead, take action, make decisions, and push forward. So oftentimes they're seen as people who like change. Now, as the director of accounting, the CFO made the decision to change their financial reporting system. And Steve is not happy about it. And here's the thing. The system doesn't matter to Steve. He doesn't care about the system. What Steve is experiencing as a level 2 change is his loss of control, of influence over the decision. What he's frustrated about was that he didn't have a say in it. So when he's frustrated, right, and he's pushing back, it isn't about the system. You have to understand what's really bothering the person. And so like when a D struggles with it, they're often struggling with feeling powerless in a situation. We're going to also look at another one. We're going to look at an I. Our I's are our influence. They are people who are enthusiastic and optimistic and joyful and talkative, okay? So we're going to imagine two different I's. We're going to have them be our customer relation managers. So they're the two people who sit at the very front of our office and welcome in all our customers and our clients and our patients, right? And we're going to have two. And what we're doing to them is we're changing their phone system, right? Which if anyone's been through a phone system change, it is quite the debacle, right? And so we've got Carly over here. She's a standard normal I, just like over here, Dave is, okay? However, Carly's a little more comfortable with technology. And so for her, as they're explaining and she's implementing this new phone system, it's a level 1. It's a little uncomfortable at first, a little more difficult. She messes up a few times, but she's rolling with it. But for Dave, it's a level 2. He doesn't like the technology. And what he feels is creating the level 2 is that he fears that he's not confident anymore, or that he can't make a connection with the people who are walking in to say hello, to greet them, because he's trying to figure out how to get the phone system to work. So even with the same style, the I style, they can have different experiences. I want you to think about a time when you experienced a level 1 and someone else experienced a level 2. What do we sometimes think about those people, right? We sometimes think to ourselves, they're wrong. They're being difficult. They're resisting things. But if we can start to understand about other people using our compassion, our brain, and say, oh, this is just their experience. It's not a flaw. And before we just try to push forward and say, it's fine, we have to understand them first. Is it level 1? Is it level 2? What is truly the cause of that frustration, of that stress, of that anxiety as those new neuropaths are building? So as we continue this podcast, what we're going to look at over the next 3 weeks is 8 different strategies that we teach. It's all about how do we make change easier, both for ourselves and as we lead it for others. And so there's this really fun piece about understanding how we can approach change and how we can facilitate change to make it more smooth and easy. Because the truth is, change is not about forcing people to move forward. It's about meeting them exactly where they are and helping them and guiding them along the path to build those new roads, those new neural highways. So I appreciate you taking a moment to leap with me. I'll see you again next week. Again, thank you and have a good rest of your day.